Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to Analog Electronics video lectures. And the last classes we have discussed the fundamental things about the diodes, which are nothing but how the diode, that is p-n junction, can be formed and what is the mechanism is going to happen when the p-n junction formed between the p and n material, that is depletion layer. How this p-n junction diode can be connected in forward bias and reverse bias. The operation of p-n junction in forward bias and reverse bias. VI characteristics of p-n junction diode in forward and reverse bias we have discussed. From the last class, that is VI characteristics of p-n junction diode, it is clear that p-n junction diode conducts the current in forward bias. In reverse bias, it won't conduct current. In ideal cases, p-n junction diode conducts the current in forward bias only, whereas in reverse bias, it does not conduct any current. It don't conduct any current. That is p-n junction diode. From the VI characteristics of p-n junction diode, very important thing is that in ideal cases p-n junction diode conducts the current in forward bias, whereas in reverse bias it won't conduct any current in the reverse bias. The property of conducting the current in one bias, that is in forward bias only, is called unilateral property. By using unilateral property of the p-n junction diode, the p-n junction diode can be used as a rectifier. One of the important application of electronics we have discussed in the first class itself, that is rectification. That means electronic devices make the rectification, which is nothing but they can convert the alternating current to the DC current. Alternating current is converted into DC current, that is direct current, by using the electronic component or electronic device that is called rectifier. In this rectification process, the mainly used component is diode, because alternating current means it can have the positive and negative cycles, It will be converted into only DC, that is direct. That means what? Either we can get the positive cycles only or negative cycles only. We cannot get both at a time. If you clearly observe the rectification process, it is converting positive, negative to the only positives. During the positive half cycle, it is conducting the current. During the negative half cycle, it is not conducting the current. That means what? It is very similar to the operation of p-n junction diode, whereas the p-n junction diode also, it conducts the current in forward bias, and whereas in reverse bias mode, it don't conduct any current. So that in designing the rectifiers, the main component is p-n junction diode. In designing the rectifier circuit, the main component is p-n junction diode. P-n junction diode is a popular electronic component which can conduct the current in forward bias only. Then that p-n junction diode has been using as the rectifier circuit. Then in this class I am going to explain about what is a rectifier, what is the main component in the rectification process, and what are the types of rectifiers, and what are the parameters we should consider in the rectifiers we should study. First one, rectifier. Introduction, I am going with the introduction. Definition of the rectifier. Definition of the rectifier I am going with. Definition: rectifier is an electronic circuit Rectifier is an electronic circuit which convert alternating current into direct current. A device which convert alternating current to the direct current, that is called as a rectifier. Rectifier, I am going with the definition. Rectifier. Two ways to the rectifier input we are giving, that is alternating current. That means what? That can have the positive half cycles and negative half cycles like this. This is positive, negative, positive, negative. This we are giving as an input. We are giving as an input for the rectifier. Input is what? Input is alternating current. That is what? AC. If we give this type of input to the rectifier, then obviously that rectifier will convert AC to DC. DC stands for direct current. That means what? It can have the signal is like this. Always this y-axis represents the voltage, x-axis represents the time. And here voltage, this is it represents time. That means what? This complete is nothing but V of t, and this is also V of t. Now from this it is clear that, from this diagram it is clear that rectifier is an electronic circuit. Rectifier is an electronic circuit which convert alternating current into direct current. Here we need to have the question is that what is the need of converting AC to DC? Another question. First question is what? First question is definition. Rectifier is an electronic circuit which converts alternating current into direct current. This is the diagram, and it can be asked for 2 or 3 marks. Then what is the necessity of converting AC to DC? What is the necessity to convert AC to DC? Here comes the answer is that electronic devices can work with DC, direct current, whereas we are not getting DC is directly. That switch box in the home current system, switch box is going to have the AC, alternating current. But if I connect that alternating current direct to the electronic circuits or electronic device, that is going to damage that electronic device, because electronic devices are designed to operate with the DC, whereas switch box is giving AC. So that we require one device such that it has to take the input as AC from the switch box and it has to convert into DC, which suits for the electronic devices. Here answer is that what is the necessity to convert AC to DC? Because electronic devices works with what? Electronic devices works with DC. That is what? This type. This we require to work this direct current is needed for the electronic devices, but this direct current we are not getting the directly, so that we are taking AC and we have been converting into the DC using a rectifier. Need of the rectification. Rectification is nothing but it is a process of converting alternating current to direct current, because the electronic devices designed to operate with the DC, direct current, we are not getting the DCs directly, so that by using the rectifier circuit we have been converting AC to DC. This is the necessity of a rectifier. In this rectifier, the main component is called diode. Which diode that is? The main component is PN junction diode. Rectifier, we are telling that rectifier is a circuit, it is a circuit. Rectifier is a circuit which converting AC to DC. Circuit is nothing but it is a meaningful interconnection of various components is called circuit. Meaningful interconnection of various discrete components is named as circuit, in which main component is PN junction diode. If you open this rectifier, we will have the main component is PN junction diode. A device which is converting AC to DC is called rectifier, and this DC is required by the electronic devices. If you clearly observe this one, and we can find the general example for this rectifier. The general example for this rectifier is a mobile charger. Rectifier example is mobile charger. Mobile charger, laptop charger is the best example for the rectifier. What the mobile charger is doing? The mobile charger can take the input is from the switch box, and that mobile charger is going to convert that AC to DC, so that whatever that pin is there, that will be connected to the mobile such that that served with DC. The best example for the rectifier is the mobile charger. Mobile charger is the one which converts alternating current from the switch box to the DC, and which can be used to charge the mobile. This is mobile charger. In this mobile chargers are nothing but rectifiers. The main component is called PN junction diode, because the PN junction diode can conduct the current in forward bias only. It conducts the current in forward bias, and in reverse bias it does not conduct the current. It won't conduct the current in reverse bias, whereas in forward bias it has been conducting the current, and conducting the current in one direction. Conducting the current in one direction, that is called unilateral property. Unilateral property. Unilateral property of PN junction diode can be used in the process of rectification. I hope I am clear that rectifiers which converts AC to DC, in which the main component is what? PN junction diode. PN junction diode can operate in forward bias, and in reverse bias it won't conduct the current. The property of conducting the current in one direction, that is called unilateral property. By using unilateral property of the PN junction diode, the PN junction diode can be used as a rectifier. The topic is that PN junction diode can be used as a rectifier. It can be used as a rectifier. Then how the PN junction diode can be used as a rectifier? We are going with the next topic, that is PN junction diode. PN junction diode as a rectifier. PN junction diode as a rectifier. Then we know the symbol of the PN junction diode. From this, what we are doing, from the operation of PN junction diode, it is clear that from the operation of PN junction diode, it is clear that it has been conducting the current in forward bias, whereas in the reverse bias there is no current. So that by holding these two things, we can draw the symbol of the PN junction diode. This is the direction of current. Arrowhead indicates what? It is the conventional current direction, which is always the whole direction only, conventional current direction. In forward bias, holes are moving from anode to cathode. In forward bias, holes will move from anode to cathode, whereas electrons will move from cathode to anode. But in the reverse bias, the holes will not move from cathode to anode, so that there is no current. So that it is named as PN junction diode. In forward bias there is a current, in reverse bias there is no current, and this is anode and this one is cathode. Anode and cathode. This is the symbol of PN junction diode. Symbol of PN junction diode is explaining us that it conducts the current in forward bias, whereas in reverse bias it won't conduct any current. That is the description about the symbol of the PN junction diode. That PN junction diode has been using as a rectifier. That PN junction diode has been using as a rectifier. So that by taking the PN junction diode, we must analyze how it has been using as a rectifier. Take this one. This is a PN junction diode. Assume that this is a P material and this is N material, and it is a junction. Across the junction, there a layer is depleted across the junction on both sides, and that layer is named as depletion layer. Now it is PN junction. Now I am going with the PN junction diode. This is P, this is N, and it is a junction, and here this terminal is named as anode, electrode is named as anode, and this electrode is named as cathode. Now we have been going with the forward bias. What is the definition of forward bias? When the anode of the PN junction diode is connected to the positive and the cathode of the PN junction diode connected to the negative. This is positive and it is negative, and such that it is a variable voltage source. Now the anode is connected to the positive, cathode is connected to the negative. Now what we are doing, we have applied the forward bias voltage to the PN junction diode, so that when the PN junction diode is connected in forward bias, it can conduct the current. And the conventional current direction is always hole directions. Holes will move from P to N. This is hole direction. Because in forward bias, PN junction diode conducts the current, so that while it is conducting the current, and that current is, we can call it is IDC or simply I. There is a current. When it is a forward bias, it has been conducting the current, and that current I can call I. But if I wanted to have this is voltage, this I can connect one resistance in series to this one, so that it is RL. Across the load we can calculate the voltage. V is equals to, from the Ohm's law, V is equals to I into R, and so that this is V is equals to voltage is equals to I into RL. That is nothing but what? By applying the forward bias voltage, the PN junction diode has been conducting the current, that is current, and if that current goes through a load resistance, we can have the voltage. And here what the voltage you have applied? The voltage you have applied, that is about AC voltage you can take. This is AC voltage you have been applying, and here you can get the DC voltage. Then we are going with this is forward bias. In forward bias, there is a current, so that there is a voltage. In forward bias, it has been conducting the current, so that due to that current, we can have the voltage also by connecting the load resistance. This is forward bias. Then go with the reverse bias. The same case I can go with the reverse bias. The same case I am going with the reverse bias. That means what? Here reverse bias I am going with reverse bias. That means here reverse bias means what? Here negative of the battery is connected to the anode, and this positive is connected to the cathode, so that now this is named as a reverse bias. Now it is a reverse bias. In reverse bias there is no current. We know that in the reverse bias there is no current. No current means I is equals to 0. There is no current in reverse bias. In the forward bias there is a current. In reverse bias there is no current. If there is no current, if you connect the load resistance to this one, V is equals to I into R, where R is there, but due to I is 0, there will be 0. That means what? During the forward bias means what? It is forward bias means it is a positive half cycle. During the positive half cycle we are getting the current. During the negative half cycle, this diode enters into the reverse bias, there is no current, so that output will be like this. Now you can have the output is, during the forward bias you have the current, and during the reverse bias there is no current. This is about forward bias and this is about reverse bias. Again it takes the forward bias, so that it conducts the current like this, and in reverse bias there is no current. That means what? Whatever the negative half cycles are there, that are removed by the diode, that means that are not has been existing at the output side, because the PN junction diode conducts the current in forward bias only. In the reverse bias there is no current. In forward bias only it has been conducting the current. In reverse bias the current is 0. Likewise, the PN junction diode can act as the rectifier circuit. PN junction diode can act as the rectifier. The complete thing will be represented in one diagram, that is here PN junction diode is there. PN junction diode is simply named as diode, or a junction diode, or it is a crystal diode we can call, to which what we are giving input we are giving alternating current like this. This is plus minus, this is minus plus, plus minus, this is positive half cycle, this is negative half cycle, this is a voltage and this is time. To the PN junction diode we are giving AC voltage such that it can give the output, is that during the positive half cycles it conduct the current, during the negative half cycle there is no current, during the positive half cycle only there is current, during the negative half cycle there is no current. This is about V out, that means output from the rectifier, and this is about V in. That means what? To the PN junction diode we are giving the voltage which is having the positive and negative half cycles, and whereas from the output of the PN junction diode we will be getting only positive half cycle. This is positive, positive. That means what? It is not going towards, it is not going into the negative side, so that this current is named as pulsating DC. It is not AC now, and it is not pure DC also. It is a DC but which is having the more content of AC. Here this is DC only, in one direction only it is going, it is in one direction, all the things were happening in positive only, so that it is in one direction, so that this is named as pulsating DC, but it is not the pure DC. It is nothing but it is a pulsating DC in which we can have the AC and as well as DC. In the pulsating DC we can have more AC than DC. DC is very small in this pulsating DC compared to the AC, so that by using some other electronic component we have to purify this one. That means we have to remove the AC such that resultant will be the DC one, such that the PN junction diode can be used as a rectifier. And in the syllabus we will be having the 3 rectifiers. In the syllabus we are having the 3 types of rectifier. We know that the PN junction diode can be used as a rectifier. There are 3 rectifiers are there in the syllabus. First one is named as a half wave rectifier, second one is named as a simple full wave rectifier, and third one is named as bridge full wave rectifier. 3 rectifiers are there. Half wave rectifier which makes use only one PN junction diode, full wave rectifier which can make use the 2 PN junction diode, bridge rectifier which can make use the 4 PN junction diode. In this the 3 most widely used rectifier is full wave bridge rectifier. And with this discussion of all these rectifiers with their parameters, the rectifier section will be completed. After that we have to look into the another diode, that is called Zener diode. Now I am going to talk about one particular diode, that is called one particular rectifier, that is called half wave rectifier. I am going to talk about the first type of the rectifier, that is called half wave rectifier. But before going to discuss this half wave rectifier, in all the 3 rectifiers, what are the 3 rectifiers? Half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier and the bridge full wave rectifier. In these 3 rectifiers we must consider some of the parameters, and these are the parameters which are very useful in analyzing the performance of a rectifier circuit. What are the 3 rectifiers we have? Half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, bridge rectifier. Performance of these 3 rectifiers can be analyzed by making use of the parameters, and that parameters I am going to explain now. Now first one is DC values. DC values also named as average values. DC values are average values. First parameter we should consider in the rectifier circuits, that is called DC values or average values. DC values or average values can be calculated at the output of a rectifier. That means what? To the rectifier we are giving the AC signal as an input, then at the output side how much that is giving the DC is nothing but DC values or average values. The first important one is what? First important parameter we should consider in the rectifier circuit is DC values or average values. These can be calculated at the output of a rectifier circuit, then DC values and average value. In the DC values and average values, we need to calculate the IDC, that means current DC value, and VDC, that is voltage DC value. That means what? At the output of the rectifier, we should calculate. Output of the rectifier is obviously DC only, in which we need to calculate what is the current and what is the voltage. How much DC has appeared in the with respect to the current and voltages, we must study in the DC values or average values. Then AC values, you can calculate AC values, also named as RMS values. AC values also called as RMS value. RMS value is nothing but what? It is a root mean square. RMS is nothing but root mean square, and this is also named as AC values. AC values can be calculated at the input and output, whereas DC values can be calculated at the output only. DC values can be calculated at the outputs, whereas AC values or RMS values can be calculated in input and output. With this can be calculated in inputs and output. A RMS value is nothing but AC value. That means what? At the input side, how much AC we have been applying, and the output side, how much AC we have been getting in the pulsating DC. That means what? In the DC, how much content of AC is also there. Likewise, you can calculate the RMS values. RMS values or AC values can be calculated in the input and as well as output, and these RMS values also named as AC values. Then you have to calculate the ripple. You should calculate the ripple. Ripple is nothing but amount of amount of AC is there in the DC level, that is named as ripple. Ripple is nothing but the amount of AC is there in the DC level is named as ripple. Ripple is denoted with gamma. Third parameter in analyzing all the rectifiers: half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, and bridge rectifier. First one is DC values or average values can be calculated at the output side, whereas the AC values or RMS values can be calculated at the input side and the output side. Next one is ripple. Ripple is nothing but amount of AC appeared in the DC. This can be calculated again at output side only. Then next one is about efficiency. Fourth one is about efficiency. Efficiency is nothing but how effectively a rectifier has been converting AC to DC is called efficiency. And just now we discussed that bridge full wave rectifier is the most widely used rectifier, so that it can have the more efficiency than remaining two rectifiers, that is half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. Efficiency is nothing but what it is? Output power by input power. How much the input power we have given to the rectifier, how much output power we have been getting from the output of the rectifier, that is nothing but efficiency. And the last one is about transformer. Last one is about percentage of regulation. Percentage of regulation we should calculate. That means what? Here in the pulsating DC, some part of AC is also there. After removing that AC, again it is not going to the pure DC, that is going to the unregulated DC. That means what? Some content has to be again regulated to DC, and the percentage of that AC is regulated to DC is called percentage of regulation. So that in study of all the rectifiers, half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, bridge rectifier, we must study the 5 parameters: DC values, AC values, ripple factor, efficiency, and percentage regulation. And while studying the 3 rectifiers, half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, bridge rectifier, we are going to have the derivations for DC values, AC values, ripple factor, efficiency, and the percentage of regulation. So that by comparing these values with respect to the all the 3 rectifiers, we will come to know which one is going to have the which one will be most widely used rectifier among all the 3. So thank you student. In tomorrow class I am going to explain about the half wave rectifier with all the 5 parameters, and after that we are going to study the full wave rectifier and bridge rectifier. If you are good at the half wave rectifier, it is very simple to analyze the full wave rectifier and bridge rectifier, such that in one class we can complete all the rectifier. Tomorrow I am going to have the 2 classes, so that in one class I will complete the half wave rectifier. In one more class I am going to complete the remaining 2 rectifiers, full wave rectifier and bridge rectifier, such that rectifier will be completed. And after that we are having the 2 more topics. One is Zener diode, another one is about clippers and clampers. And here the rectifier is nothing but it is one of the application of diode only. That means what? In the designing of rectifier, what we are using mainly we are using PN junction diode. So that PN junction diode only using as a rectifier, and one of the application of PN junction diode is rectification. Another application of PN junction diode can be used as clippers and clampers. That is the last topic in the first unit. So that with the 2-3 classes, this first unit is going to completed, and second unit completely deals with the transistor. The second unit is somewhat bigger than the first unit, so that put your more efforts on the first unit, such that you can easily get the maximum mark. You can easily score the maximum marks from the first unit itself only. Thank you, students.